Well, hello everyone. Right here, I talk to you about right here is shaving lessons. Part you say for the shaving lessons, part two is like talk about number two. It is like the number two step. Of course, is knowing about if you were to shave anywhere. It's like on your face. It is, or if it's like maybe it's like on your neck. If you wanted to shave, it's like if it's on your arms. Like anybody, anywhere where you want to remove any type of unwanted hair, it's basically about shaving lessons. It is, and knowing about that talk about with operating on an actual razor blade. That I could say like that the type of razor blade, of course, you can buy a lot of times will be like what you call is like the one where they had the three say or four say kind of say razor blades for the razor for the razor points it is and anybody the way I think about it, I'm like I really don't know exactly how old you have to be, of course, just to buy one of these razor blades. My best guess is you had to be at least 15 or something like that, to use a razor blade. And of course, to buy them, and then on the other hand, too, to knowing about is to use them. Is that knowing about? I don't really know exactly the actual say age restriction it is, but other than that, that they have right here is with the razor blade and. Knowing about, like I mentioned before, about how much it usually costs it is. But right here, go ahead and fill the sink up right here. Save some water right here. Go ahead and pull it like to the drain. So you let the sink fill up with water. Right here is it's like with the let's say it's like with the soap dispenser it is. And tell anybody here that if you were to take a shower or if you were to you washed your face off, just gotten your face just a little bit smoother, like with me though, to just add a little bit of say wipe my face off with just a little bit of water. It is right here is the washcloth, a type of washcloth where just damp it, get it a little bit wet with water, and then to wipe your face off with it, and then from there kind of wring it out. But other than that you have right here is that with so we got right here is the face, and of course right here go ahead and fill the sink up right here with at least see here two I think maybe three about 1 quart of water. But just get your neck just a little bit wet. Take like what you call like a dungy damp rag it is. It's like wash rag, and then from there and then I usually add like what you call like maybe just a little bit of shampoo. It is just a little bit of shampoo, and really I guess it could be about almost any kind it is. Like right here is you got right here is the shampoo it is, and like with the just a little bit of shampoo is to rub it, and of course is just rub a little bit on your neck and anywhere where you want to perform your shave. Anybody maybe think about that there may be other formulas out there that more likely you can use. But talking about with like if you're talking about gentle, sensitive skin, or just like what you call is like just before you perform your shave is to go ahead and you'll put like say a type of formula on there just to kind of give a moisturize to your skin, of course the facial hair before you remove it. And a lot of times whenever I would shave, a lot of times as I would notice that a lot of times it would be like what you call that the amount of attention, of course, that you put on your facial hair it is, just perform a shave it is. And go ahead and just add a little bit of shaving cream right here, just so you put a little bit on the neck. A lot of times anybody maybe think about if you're going to be performing a shave, especially on your neck, that knowing about if it's between any man or woman, if they would be shaving maybe their shoulders or their arms or their legs or something like that, to knowing about the basic safety precautions, of course, about a razor blade it is. Go ahead and smother the razor blade, of course, in water. But then, of course, it's like a stroke. It's like gentle stroke. See the up and down, type motion right there to go ahead and remove. It's like any hair, of course, any unwanted hair is. That know about with me though, that go ahead and perform the rest of the shave. With a lot of times with most men it is knowing about that they were to shave a certain part, of course, if it's on their face or their neck or somewhere, anywhere that they want to remove any unwanted hair. It was of knowing about it. That a lot of times it hurts. It's like you're talking about maybe a type of a razor burn, and a lot of times it's like, I guess you say that if you were to be performing a type of shave, and then maybe not using the right formulas, whichever it was, if you have real sensitive skin, that more likely that you can have it to where that you may wind up cutting yourself. It was, and a lot of times we get to wonder about that type of question it is of knowing about that if you were to put the razor blade, of course, up to your face, it is knowing about like one stroke, of course, from the razor blade, and knowing about that more likely you have sensitive skin that you might wind up cutting yourself. And anybody probably think about that there's maybe like a type of formula that you can use, of course, just prevent infection. It is irritation and, of course, infection. But I usually use a soap, but other than that, some people probably think about if they were to come in that situation to where if they cut themselves, it was whenever they were shaving, the types of formulas, of course, they can use, of course, to prevent for easy, say for healing, and of course with preventing infection. It is. But another thing, of course, to advise anybody, if anybody's tried this before, to where if you have, like, say, a bar of soap right here, rub your hand, of course, with soap. Like, get your hand, say, full of soap right here, and of course, just to go ahead and rub your face, just to kind of say, for, like, say, the type of skin, just a pure rinse. I guess anybody probably saying a pure rinse, and you go ahead and leave the soap right there. Go ahead and leave the soap right there, and say if it's on your face or if it's on your neck, anywhere where you're performing your shave, and then add a little bit of shaving cream. Some guys may think about that they may have to shave the second time if from the first time it didn't get all the hair it was. Usually a lot of times I may have hair, of course, on my chin that I may want to take off as well, but a lot of times the only thing about go ahead and get the places to where that you had to put the soap at, just to kind of soothe the skin. Anybody may think if you were to try to shave your face, a place, areas where you put the shaving cream, but then of course that more likely maybe just too much not enough moisture, not enough formula, of course, just to soothe your skin, whichever it is. I guess the type of name that you have for that. Right here, go ahead and perform another shave right here, just to remove any unwanted hair. It is. And then from there, and then go ahead and get this side right here. And I could probably tell anybody here that this, usually whenever I shave, that it feel, the type of feeling, of course, whenever I shave, it feels like a fingernail, just going just gently up and down the side of your face. It feels kind of like this right here. And anybody maybe think about, the worser feeling, the worser thing you get is by, like, say, a butcher knife, like, like an ow, man. Be gentle. But other than that, like, the type of feeling, of course, while I'm shaving, of course, I can tell that whenever you add maybe just a little bit of shampoo, and of course with a little pre-rinse, a little bit with soap, it kind of gives you that gentle feeling, of course, on your face, before you perform your shave. It is. And anybody probably think about it, of course, is to rinse it off, of course, with a washcloth. Other than that, like, talking about, like, really, what does it usually feel like whenever you shave? It is like, does it feel like maybe kind of like a haircut, or the fact about that whenever you shave, that knowing about does it feel like a haircut, or does it feel like maybe a shot? It is. It's like somebody's like, and go ahead and hold you on like gent. But other than that, talk about anybody probably thinking about the type of shaving lessons, of course, that they experience, right? But other than that, like, anybody may think about maybe if they recommend a type of lotion, of course, a type of lotion to use. I guess that's usually for, like, say, dry skin. It is. But anyway, I even heard that some people, if they're like, and you say in the army, it is, or something like that, if they have, like, you say, acne or poison ivy or something like that on their face, and they still shave. And a lot of times knowing how painful that is, but knowing about if you had like what you call smooth or say sensitive skin, knowing about the type of shaving lessons, of course. But like I said before, that with the razor blade though, that they tell any children it is, if you're going to be having any practice with the razor blade, is know about, this say it's not a toy, even though if you may have what you call, maybe you say with your favorite Disney character or whichever it is on there, and knowing about the one I had whenever I was very young, of course, did not have a real razor blade. It was just say one of those plastic ones, like I mentioned before. But other than that, let's talk about the razor blade. If you're not careful, it could be very dangerous. But other than that, let's talk about is like knowing about say for to handle it with care. And then let's talk about right here, say with the shaving lessons, this is so far as say lesson 2. It's like so far you talk about say with the razor blade.